Do you remember this story?
Honestly, not anymore.
What?
After 14 years and 13 games, Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally here, and it is absolutely an okay game. Here is my review of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I've got it!
To start things off, I'll go over what I think the game does well. As you may have seen already, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a beautiful game. This is a modern Kingdom Hearts game to the fullest. Characters and enemies look stunning, and the seamless flow from in-game cutscene to battle was a treat to watch. The game really does look that good. And while past games were known for big empty areas without much exploration, they did change the levels up to allow more exploration in terms of hidden paths and verticality, though not by much. Each world is vastly different in terms of atmosphere and visuals, and it felt rewarding to explore the entire map. You don't visit as many worlds in the third game, but they definitely put a lot of effort in creating every area. From the lush forest near Rapunzel's tower, to the high-tech metropolis of San Francisco, each world generally felt fully visualized and ripe with character. In my 35-hour playthrough, almost every world gave me a reason to come back to enjoy the world a bit more. My personal favorites had to be either the town area in Corona, or the entirety of the Pirates world. All in all, if you're a Disney fan, you will not be disappointed. Not only are the Disney worlds wonderfully made, but the Disney character voices are voiced by most of the original actors. In fact, all of the lines in Kingdom Hearts 3 are voiced, to my surprise, even NPCs. It was honestly a very nice touch.
Now, off you go. To infinity and beyond!
Next bit is a slight spoiler, but I feel like I have to get this out there because it's important for any fan of Kingdom Hearts to know. There are no Final Fantasy characters in this game. I get that the original characters made for Kingdom Hearts technically counts as Final Fantasy, but it was honestly very disappointing to not even see one character. Because of this, most of the Keyblades are Disney related. That means no Keyblades like Fenrir or Sleeping Lion or Oblivion. It might seem minor, but I really wanted to see some non-Disney Keyblades that had a more serious tone. When everyone has some sort of actual weapon, and I bring out a whimsical honeypot Keyblade, it does lessen the impact. I ended up using the original Kingdom Key until the end of the game because of this.
So long! Here we go! Yeah!
The battle system is the same floaty combat that Kingdom Hearts is usually known for. This time, you now use one Keyblade from a set of 3 you can switch on the fly. Each Keyblade comes with a unique form change ranging from guns to yo-yos to even spears. It was a fresh take on the normal Keyblade action that we've gotten used to over the years. Magic is also effective, and the visuals of high-tier spells are a spectacle to see. You still have summons at your disposal, and while also visually impressive, they honestly didn't feel very strong to me. Apart from Keyblades, magic, and summons, attractions are one of the new additions in Kingdom Hearts 3. This new ability lets you summon one of the Disneyland rides as an attack. Initially, they are very gratifying to see, but you soon realize how often they pop up and how much it can trivialize the game. It even got to the point where I would avoid using them because everything would be dead afterwards. Honestly, this game has way too many situational commands, which are the triangle commands that let you use special attacks like attractions and team attacks. It was already too much in the second game, but Kingdom Hearts 3 takes it to another level. Sometimes I had 3 different options to choose from. Now, having options are good, but it gets to the point where I felt like I could do a complete battle without even using my Keyblade.
Make 'em fly!
One of the biggest draws for me was the masterfully crafted music. Apart from the Disney melodies they played, the more Final Fantasy-like music in Kingdom Hearts 3 was stellar. Composer Yoko Shinomura is an absolute genius and does not hold back. The orchestrated music accentuates and completely carries the story. Weighted pianos and flowing strings gave a lasting impression on new songs, and the references to previous musical themes hit me with such a nostalgic vibe in the best way. Utada Hikaru reprises her role in singing the theme song, and when it came up as I beat the game, it's hard to not feel something for this series I had so dearly held close. One thing I have mixed feelings about is the revamped Gummy Ship gameplay. It's much more accessible than ever before, and I was able to upgrade and customize higher level ships much more easily compared to previous games. But the new pseudo open world is just okay. Adding in the freedom to explore Gummy Space and have great boss fights was awesome, but it's still essentially the same thing. If you didn't like Gummy Ships in the previous game, I don't think this will change it either.
It's a fortress.
While technically impressive and having solid gameplay, the game still has a lot to be desired. One of the downsides is that there are so many cutscenes. Now all these cutscenes would be okay if the dialogue was great, but it's honestly not. Now in my opinion, the actual voice acting is overall decent, but the main issue are the actual words. So many characters spout nonsensical dialogue as if they are speaking to themselves instead of an actual conversation. Every line from a character is followed by a pause as if they're waiting for something to happen, but nothing ever does. Hearts this, darkness that. I'm reminded again just how cringy the dialogue in Kingdom Hearts can be.
I think it's because you finally found inside you that special strength to protect what matters. What?
Hand in hand with the dialogue, the story's pacing is also lackluster as well. Newcomers to the series will undoubtedly be lost as a plot profession mode Memory Archives barely touches upon the events of Kingdom Hearts. The first 2/3 of the game you just bounce around world, and if anything slightly important happens, it's where Sora isn't. Then the last third of the game, they throw everything at you, expecting you to be okay with it. Then it just sort of ends. They had hyped up certain characters and fights, and you go in expecting a grand finale and it never really happens. It was extremely rushed, and I don't understand why I had to be so disjointed when we had 13 games to create this story.
Hey, what are we doing? Whoa, am I dizzy?
While there are many things that have improved with Kingdom Hearts 3, there is an extreme amount that's left to be desired. If you can tell with this review, there's so many things I enjoyed with the game, but there are just as many and if not more things that I have issues with. As I sat and thought about the game after I'd beaten it, I began to realize that a big part of my enjoyment stemmed from the fact that I wanted to play a modern Kingdom Hearts game for so long. Kingdom Hearts 3 is technically very impressive, and it felt amazing to see all the details of the world I so love. But a game can't just be that. Games like God of War or Uncharted 3, they're also technically impressive, they also have great gameplay, and they tell a compelling story. At its core, this game may be a solid Kingdom Hearts game, but that's all it really is. The story has become so muddied that they've lost a large part of the magic that Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were. Fans of the series accepted that the story was something nonsensical, but we had hoped that maybe, just maybe, it could all come together for the last piece of the trilogy. Sad to say, for me, it doesn't hit the mark. Does the game wrap up? Yeah, I would agree so. Does it end in a way that I feel is satisfying? Sadly, not at all.
Something to fight for, with all my heart.
Just like the opening theme of Kingdom Hearts 1, simple and clean may have been the better choice in terms of designing the world and story. There is never a need to have created so many loops and twists just for the sake of extending the story and franchise. However, even with all the negatives, I'd say if you've been a longtime fan of Kingdom Hearts, it's still worth the play to finally see the story come to its conclusion. Even for newcomers to the series, if you don't mind being completely lost in terms of story, it's actually a fun game brimming with charm. Looking back throughout my time with the series, it's still been an enjoyable run, even with all the bad times. There's still a twinge of sadness knowing that there's so much more that could have been done, but I'm glad I was along for the ride. I know that as of this moment, Kingdom Hearts as a series isn't over, and I hope that they sincerely take Master Yen Sid's advice as they create the next one. May your heart be your guiding key.
That's the truth. But I believe there's hope for them. Don't you? One day they'll be together again.